Anyway, in terms of the college assistance I got from my school, absolutely none. The first time that my school told me I could take AP classes was spring of my junior year, which was definitely far too late. But talking to you, Mr. Wynn, I, figured out that that was definitely too late in the game. Something that we had talked about when I was in 8th grade, planning to enter high school and get that schedule ready. And I was lucky enough to be accepted to the magnet program at my school. So that allowed me to start taking AP classes my first year of high school. And okay, yes, AP classes my first year of high school, and I was able to take 14 AP classes throughout high school.
So we began talking about all of this in elementary school. You started middle school and you had the most aggressive middle school schedule in preparation for even applying to the magnet program.
Yes.
And then we had conversations about what your 4-year high school schedule should look like in order for you to be competitive for full scholarships at colleges. Why do you think, reflecting back in retrospect, those types of conversations did not occur either in the middle school as you're planning a 7-year experience, middle through high school, or at least at the bare minimum at the beginning of high school?
I don't know why. I think that at my school, they were glad enough if you just graduated. And so there were people like the last 2 weeks of school, like right before graduation, who were like, oh my God, am I passing? Because they didn't even know if they could get their high school diplomas or not. And I think that, I would argue that my school was just like glad enough for that to happen. And so anything further would have to be independent or like you figuring out on your own. I think like the guidance counselors were there for high school guidance and not as much for college guidance. I remember like in all of this planning or like asking for recommendations or getting people to sign forms, it was more of like figuring that stuff out with you and then taking the forms to the people who needed to complete them and being like, can you do this for me? And they would say yes, but they would have had no idea that such a thing even existed if we didn't know it existed and asked them about it.
So Ms. Yvette, as a parent going through the process as Kimberly was going through high school, we all know that she was a straight A student. She was working hard throughout high school. But what type of feedback did you receive from the school or from the counselors as it just related to guiding or planning for college?
I would venture to say there was none, because I don't remember school telling us anything that we didn't know already. So we were leading the pack of counselors actually, because everything that you told them to do in the cohort, by the time we got to school, they're probably wondering, why are we doing this? It's too soon. So you gave us an opportunity to really jump in early on the dream and the venture, and that worked in our favors. I particularly remembered when you spoke about recommendations. I had every teacher in Kimberly's time at school give her a recommendation, because using Mr. Winstead, I was already able to screen those who would give her the wording, the vocabulary, comment on the skills that she needed, so they would match the goals that you had set for her. So it's things like that that set us apart from the other students, because we were in your program. There was nobody else who knew about a similar program. And as Kimberly correctly said, the guidance counselor, it's more like signing papers. If you come with a paper and you need a letter, he signs it, but he doesn't have any like initiative or training regarding